Hello everyone and welcome back to Demon's Souls. So I know that the title of this series is a rusty run and that brings with it the slight caveat of the quality of gameplay. However, I was looking back at the previous episode's footage and I was like, okay, this is just straight up balls. Absolute double balls and bollocks. And so I'm going to try and play a little bit more cautiously and not be so completely pathetic at failing at everything. Anyway, there's a merchant here. Hello?
Hello there. Souls. Souls. I trade fine goods for souls.
Well, alright then. Filthy man.
Our little town. Well, it's a nice wee place. All those lizard-eyed townsfolk are busy tinkering with stone. And don't bother with old men like myself. Makes life rather easy for me. I can get away with anything. Thank you, Lord, for this golden opportunity. Have you heard about that sparkling lizard? He's not easy to catch, but he's got some fine stones, and I know where his nest is. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't give it away. Thank you, Lord.
Alright, so there is a crystal lizard just over there in the background. Just on the left of the screen right now. And there are quite a few in this area, and in 2.2 there is actually a crystal lizard's nest, which he mentioned. So... what are you selling? Crescent moon grass. I guess we could buy a couple of them. I mean, it's a bit of a rip-off, of course, 150 for one, but I don't really have any souls, so...
It's a pleasure doing business with you.
yeah. Can I sneak up on this guy with my thief's ring? No, I can't. He's very observant, apparently. Get some stamina back. This guy's going to try and top himself. And he's going to succeed. Alright. Well, they will... they respawn, I think. There's one game where they do and one game where they don't. I might have lost out on that. Well, we've got an unknown hero's soul, which is alright. And I apparently can't speak properly today. Unknown hero's soul. Behind him is the first shortcut, which is this elevator that we need to reactivate. But first of all, we need to start moving over in this direction to where these guys are throwing their boulders down. And where they're throwing them from, there is a weapon which we want to be picking up. Ow. Holy crap. There's some items here as well. Slightly dangerous, but sticky white stuff times 2. And I know what you're thinking. Don't think that. You have a dirty mind. Sticky white stuff is actually magical. Where it equips it? It's something you can coat your weapon with, like pine resin or whatever it is. You know how we coated our weapon with fire? That you can coat it with a sort of magical damage coating. And if we activate this, it activates this elevator just outside. And down the bottom there is an item. Can't remember what that is. Also, the elevator casts no shadow. Here is a fat minister. And these guys, as you can see, can fuck off. They have a yoga fire and a yoga flame. He's probably going to do... yeah, the fireballs are what he does at range. And then close up he does this kind of flame from his wrist, which does more damage. And of course they have what are you doing? Okay. They have melee attacks as well, of course. Shit. That was very badly timed. And he has an army of flunkies apparently as well. That's the flaming short-range one. Now these sort of worker guys here, they move incredibly slowly and they hit fairly hard and they have a ton of HP. As you can see, they basically have about as much HP as he has. The way to deal with them really is to parry and backstab them, but they aren't much of a problem unless they have weapons. There's various classes of them. Some of them have hammers, some of them have pickaxes, some of them have like bags of rocks, and they hit hard, but they always drop a selection of upgrade materials for you as well, so they're quite useful. 2 full moon grass from him, well worth it. Worth it, mate, worth it. And this is the Crushing Battle Axe +1, which we are going to equip straight away. This is a really good starting strength weapon. And it does in between the Bastard Sword and Club for damage, but it hits about the same speed as the Club. And this is a battle axe which has been upgraded along the Crushing path, 2+1. Crushing is an upgrade path which lets things, which lets you scale better with strength. So we have pretty quick attacks here and not using much stamina. That's in one hand. One-handed strong overhead and upward strikes. Two-handed, still pretty quick. And two-handed strong. Yeah, pretty good. So we like that a lot. And I'm going to just put my shield in there so we can parry. Renowned Soldier Soul, lovely. I think that's 800. And that's very good. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this area next, because that Crushing Battle Axe is overall a much improved setup for us than what we were using before. It means we can ditch all those other noob weapons without having to upgrade them. There is another blacksmith in this area right near the merchant at the beginning. We will unlock him shortly. And he's the one who can upgrade, who can create boss weapons for you from boss souls, and he can upgrade weapons along different upgrade paths. So he's the one you want to be using, really. Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, and that is the equivalent of a humanity or human effigy from the Dark Souls, or Ember from the Dark Souls games. It is an item which instantly restores you to human form. And so that is a particular... If you're playing the way I am, it's very useful for kind of quickly changing world tendency towards black by restoring yourself to human form and dying in a level, and then just doing that over and over again. I think you need about 6 or 7 of them to get full black from full white. These guys are not immediately hostile. They just kind of forage. But as you can see, we're now doing a lot more damage. And we're doing damage quicker as well. Spider Stone. Okay, so they're susceptible to parries, it would seem. I may farm some grass off camera after this episode. This guy's got a pickaxe. Wouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay. This is a reasonably small first area, this up to the first boss of this area, but the second part of this world, this like 2-2, is really long and very complicated and incredibly awesome. And in terms of kind of geographic design, it's very reminiscent of like Blighttown. It's one of those ones where you descend a great way to the very bottom of an area. There's a bagman just there. These are the ones which drop a selection of upgrade materials for you every time. There we go, you see 2 shards, 4 shards of hardstone and shards of sharp stone. Man, that's a tongue twister. Well, actually, it's really not. It's just I can't talk properly. We've got, there's some barrels just in front here, blocking a door. And when you go towards them, I think it's 3 dogs will come out. I may actually use my shield for this. Yeah. The dogs are... Oh! Well, alright then. That was good, wasn't it? Terrific. And you could see there was a fat minister behind there as well. Okay, I'll bring you guys back in a second. Okay, I'm back, and I just got mobbed by these dogs. For some reason, they didn't... They were, like, already out from the thing, which was weird. I've never seen that happen before, not that I can remember anyway. So that just completely took me by surprise. Nonetheless, I left some of these non-hostile guys alive here. That was alright. This dog's doing a run back. Yeah, very weak as you can see. But their main game is the stun lock. The old stun lock game. This guy doesn't seem to have any work going on, which is why he's probably more hostile. Oh, now they've all woken up. Stamina management. Okay, so there's a fat... Oh, the barrels were gone this time for some reason. Okay, that's why the dogs came straight out. So just through that small doorway is another fat minister. They're kind of the sort of mini-bosses of this game, I guess you could say, in a lot of ways. Similar to the red and blue-eyed knights. Hopefully they don't give me as much trouble as that red-eye knight, right? Because that was hellish. It was particularly hellish to watch it back as well. Oh dear. What are you doing? What's weird is that they sort of change hands. Oh, so they do have poise. Come on, man. Well, at least they drop full moon grass. Shard of clear stone times 4. Chunk of hardstone, chunk of sharpstone. Chunks are, of course, the bigger upgrade material than the shards. Why are you not attacking? Sir? What is the matter with you? Oh, that's why. Because you are a massive troll. There's one behind me as well, so this is very bad. Okay then. Fighting them in these tiny corridors is prickly because your weapon can just whiff on the walls, and yet their weapons can clip through the walls, which I find classically bullshit. Classic video game bullshit right there. Okay, in this room there's a load of stuff. I think there's a item on the other side of these boxes, but we have to go around around the long way where there's more ambushes. I'm pretty sure a guy comes out of this door. Probably does. No, maybe it's the next one. The pickaxe weapon, that was what the filthy man was selling and what they are pretty much equipped with. And up we go. So, on this part, there is a wooden bridge across here, and there is a fat minister on the other side who collapses the bridge as you run across, and I believe it's the left-hand side, but I could be wrong. Yeah, there is one. I knew there was one side where you could make it across, but it doesn't really matter. Can you backstab these? Well, I can't, apparently. What are you laughing at? Renowned hero soul. You can see there is another AI ghost down there pulling that lever. So you are sort of expected to fall down there. Or fall down at this point. And pull this, because you do need to pull it. And this does cause you to backtrack. So this opens the portcullis through to the next part of the area. And also towards the shortcut that we can open back there, so we don't have to do this again. Come on, Basso. Basso the bagman. There's an item somewhere here that yeah, it's this. If you fall past it, you have to go all the way back round to get it. I probably missed one up there as well, but I'm really not bothered about that. So this is back where the dogs were. And that guy did drop some chunks and things, so I should probably get them, I suppose, but it's not hugely important to me to do that. Where did they fall? I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, they fell there. Oh, well, fuck it. I'm not going to anally collect every single item in the game, even though there is a very small number of them compared to Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, obviously, like, you have to be quite a bit of a completionist to want to go and get every weapon and every armor set, because there's so many, but in Demon Souls and Bloodborne there really isn't that many. Unknown Soldier's Soul. Oh, that's something there. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. There's a fog wall here. That's more important right now. So there's this area here, and there are these fire lizards on the walls who drop down if you go near them, and they're a lot more dangerous than they look at this point. They have a surprisingly large amount of HP, and they can jump at you really fast, and they can also harm you on touch because they are flaming. So we'll be avoiding those unless we have to fight them. And there's this kind of mill sort of thing with these wagons and stuff. So we're getting closer towards the Stonefang mine, and there's a shitload of them over there and an item. I'm just going to ignore that for now. Now this area is where we need to traverse. There are steps down into the lava, some bodies, and steps up again on the other side. That's the way to the boss. So we need to get rid of that lava. Now we have some of these dudes with flaming swords. Oh, God. probably go for... I was going to try for backstabs there, but oh man, they actually hit pretty hard. And no, I fell in the lava. Ah. Fuck you guys. Fuck you. I hate myself. Oh god, I'm getting angry. Okay, I'm back here, and I've calmed down a bit now. Even though we just lost a shit ton of souls, it really doesn't make that much difference. It's hard to stay angry at a game like this when the problem is you. As you can see, the problem is definitely me. It's still me. I'm trying to remember the moveset these guys have. And also, to keep them away from the edge of this lava would probably be in my interests. And also not to be in between them. Probably help, wouldn't it? Okay. I think this is the shortcut up here, so hopefully this backtracking... Yeah, there's a fog wall there which entices you through, and then there's this debris. And there's a load of miner dudes along this corridor. The ones with hammers, like these ones, they can drop... I can't remember... hardstone chunks, I think it is. There's a good upgrade material for crushing weapons. You can quite easily farm from the dudes with hammers. Here's another Basso, the Bagman. Large shards. Ooh, lots of stuff from him. That was good. Item here. Another one here. I'm getting pretty low on healing items actually because I've been playing so appallingly. Some more soul consumables is always good. And then down here there is the mechanism for the lift from the start of the area. And this brings us, because it means that when we start back at the Archstone, we can bring ourselves straight back up here. But it also means that if we follow this right down, like this is, there you see is the filthy merchant just there. But if we carry on going down, underneath here is Blacksmith Ed, who is the other blacksmith, and he looks very similar to Baldwin and sounds very similar to Baldwin, but he is the better blacksmith.
I haven't seen you around these parts. What does it matter? You need a blacksmith? Show me some coin. If not, head straight for the door. I'm busy. I'm not here to chit-chat. Forging a weapon strengthens it. It alters its character. Ores are transmogrified sprites. Their presence blesses the weapon. Ores are
Okay. Yeah, we need grey stone shards to upgrade that. We have hard stone for the bastard sword, but not super into that right now. We can repair our stuff anyway while we're here, as it's inexpensive. And now we have this guy available.
Well done. Let me go. I'll work alone.
Yeah. We have this guy available at the start of this area whenever we want to come back here. So, next is Oh yeah, also, when you beat the Flame Lurker boss... Oh, well that went terribly. When you beat the Flame Lurker boss, and you can give this guy the Flame Lurker's soul, which is the red hot demon soul, and it upgrades his kiln furnace thing, forge. And okay, why can't I? Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Okay, so after all that, it was just a shard of clear stone and totally not worth a humiliating death. But to be honest, I'm at the point now where it's pretty hard to humiliate me because, you know, I sort of suck that bad. I'm going to end this episode here. Next time we will go deeper into the tunnel and see if we can take out the boss. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a like and I will see you next time for more Demon Souls Umbasa.